welcome back to J&J Farms. Monday morning, and it's not that bad outside. I got the shop doors open. It says it's about 48, but it's pretty nice. I've been doing a lot of cleaning, so yeah. Everybody want to see back here? She is cleaned out. See back there? I can walk in the shop. I can run around. Well, it's winter time, but make it a lot easier. I can get the bike in and out easier too at this point. But anywho, we're going to talk about materials and basic tools today. So I don't have a table saw. Normally everybody says that's the first thing you need to buy. It is going to help, but I don't use one, and I don't have a track saw. So here's what I do. I always keep either a piece of 1/2 inch, piece of 3/4, and I always keep a factory edge piece. Okay. It's something that I do, and I always make my measurements. I clamp it down and I run my saw against it. It's not a hard thing to do. You just have to adjust for, measure from the side of your saw to your blade, touch your blade, and that's how far away from that board it's got to be. And minus what you got to get to your line, and you'll cut straight. Clamps are a big thing. We'll go over some clamps. I'm going to turn you guys around here in a second. I just want to do a little intro. But so what I would suggest, if it's me, okay, basic tools. All right. So I would get a skill saw. Now look, you don't have to go and buy a high-dollar skill saw. I have an actual skill name brand. No affiliation. I'm not sponsored. It's probably 25 or 30 years old. Okay. It is in a porta-cable box. Again, not sponsored, not affiliated. I've been using it for a long time. If you keep a good blade on it and you keep it blowed out, take care of your cords, buy one from a pawn shop. I'm sure 15, 20 bucks, you could probably pick up one. You may get lucky and be able to pick up a track saw at a pawn shop. I don't know, but I don't know what you're going to pay for it. So I keep a good skill saw. I keep a good jigsaw, and mine's a skill, and it's older than dirt too. But those are two major tools that allow me to process material when they come in. So I have a table that I made. It ain't nothing special, but a sheet fits on it, and it allows me to cut the sides nicely, or just cut it in half. I'm running, for all of you that's new, I am running a Onefinity Journeyman X50. So I'm basically at 48 by 32 on my cutting plane, on my bed as they call it. It's a perfect sheet. Cut your sheet in half, you're at 48. You're at over 48 on the backside. My table allows for that, okay? So that doesn't mean that yours does. Mine does. I think I have 18 inches on the back of my table, and I did it on purpose so I could slide a half sheet in there to cut out large parts. And then just pull the scrap out. And I use those pieces, cut them off straight, and use them for something else. Small, your 6x6s, your 8x12s, your anything small, Scrap is not scrap. Or I call it drop, okay? So drop is something that you can potentially use for anything, especially on hardwood. Cut it up in chunks, 1-bys, glue them all together. Make something special out of it. It ain't got to be a cutting board. I don't make cutting boards. Hey, those guys out there that are doing it, women out there doing it, mad love to them, mad props, because they're doing a good job. It's just not my forte, okay? So, if somebody come to me and said, hey, I need a nice cutting board, engraved and all this, and yeah, I would do it for them. But I've been seeing a lot of people putting acrylic and stuff like that on cutting boards, and I don't know the FCCs and all that stuff, PCP, whatever that are in there for plastics. I don't know if it's safe. I'm sure you can probably get food grade, but I haven't checked on it. So hey, if that's something you're interested in, go for it. I'm thinking about getting into some. I want to color some stuff, like some blue metallics and things, and do some fill in, but they're not for food. They're not for cutting on. So I would keep that in mind if you really want to think about that. And it could be perfectly safe. I don't know. Do your research. So don't take my word. All right. So we're going to get flipped around here. I guess I'll do a little quick, shop tour of, I got things in pretty much order now, and well, I say that I still have this mound of boxes that I gotta deal with, but I've come a long ways, and so I'm happy about it. All right, so I'm gonna cut this. I'm gonna flip you around, get you on the other side, and we're gonna go over some things. I'll show you the tools I use. I'll show you the table I use. Make you a 2x4 table. It's simple, and if somebody, look, I know not everybody was raised like I was, so if you don't know how to do it and you don't understand joining corners together and stuff, throw me a comment. Ask, okay? It's not a dumb question. I'll do a video on it, and we'll make another table, and maybe I'll give it away. You know what I mean? I'll break it all down and ship it to somebody, and they can screw it together. Don't hold me to that, but maybe. So there's never a dumb question. Sometimes there are stupid replies or dumb replies. So, I mean, that works however you want to take it or leave it. But, all right, we're already at 6 minutes. So let me flip you guys around. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. I'm a new channel, real new, like green. So take the time, please, like and subscribe. It helps me out. It shows, when you hit like, it shows content, and it puts it in and shows that other people would maybe like that content, and it really helps promote things. And by all means, if you don't like it, say you don't like it. Comment, hey, I would do this differently. Hey, you're doing it wrong. Come on, I'm open to anything. I'm not thin-skinned. So throw it out there. Let's rock with it. I'll answer anything I possibly can, okay? All right, I'll catch you soon. All right, so we're going to start over here on the dark side and work our way across. As you can see, I got some room. I'm so excited. I'm happy about this. So, yep, got a chill spot. Woo-woo. Okay. I got all this cleaned out. I'm so happy. Made lots of room for processing material. So let's start with this little table that I use. I guess I talked about it. This is what I process my material on, okay? Full sheets, 4x8 sheets. If you get them that way. Now me, personally, I'm going to start having mine cut down because I only run at max half a sheet. So instead of me hooking up a trailer, blah, 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 I don't have a truck, so I'm running an SUV with a trailer. It's easier for me to throw the half sheets in the back of my SUV and rock on, and I ain't gonna worry about the rain. I ain't gotta worry about tarps. You know what I mean? So anyway, I keep my cord right here. I'll show the skill saw in a minute, but I got a good cord, 12.3 that I use, because some of my stuff pulls high amperage, and especially my older stuff. I'm not running brushless. I'm not running. So you can see, I just throw my sheet up here. Look, I keep sheets right here. Building, well, all I got right now is OSB, which I don't cut OSB, but I've been building a lot, so, doesn't matter. MDF, like, see, this is MDF. Throw it on there. Rip it in half, We're going to go over that. So let's go in here and take a look real quick. I'm going to show you some simple tools that I use, and go from there. So, now the first thing I talk about is always keep a skill saw, okay? This is older than dirt, okay? Throw her up here. Sorry, get back in frame here. It says it's a porta cable. It's not, okay? It's just a case. This is an old skill saw. I really need to get a blade on it, but I've been using this for a long time. It's cut a lot of composite material, and it's cut a lot of deck material. Okay? I've been using it for a long, long time. Now, serial number, I doubt this thing has a serial number. It's been run through it a couple times, so let's look real quick. Trying to take you with me as I look. I don't even know what model this is, but I'm really sure you can probably pick one of these up at the pawn shop. This is what I cut my material with, okay? So, like I said, I'm not affiliated, but it is an actual skill saw. I call this a skill saw, but that's just a terminology, like the difference between duct tape and duct tape. D-U-C-K and D-U-C-T. You know what I mean? D-U-C-K, the duck is just actually a name brand. So, anywho, that is my little skill saw I use to rip my material down. Sorry I got a mess in here. This is my finishing room, so there's always router and sanding and all that going on in here. Now I also have an old school router, okay? I'm not going to show you, but that is something I use. All right. That's a big router. Now this little one Okay? This is $35. It's an odd brand. Oh, let's turn it where you guys can see it. Okay? That says 30,000 R per minute. I don't know if that's rotations or revolutions. It doesn't say RPM, but anyway, this was an Amazon special, but I've already made my money back on this thing. 30 bucks. You router one set of cabinets and it's paid for. You know what I mean? So anyway, I got off key with that. I just want to show you that's another little tool that it doesn't take a whole lot. For a $100 bill, you can probably get the tools you need to start and get moving forward, okay? So, jigsaw. I know it's in here. Let me Okay, so I have some old beat up, like old Black & Decker. That thing's probably a hand-me-down from whatever year, way back when. But this is what I use all the time, right here. This is a 492 jigsaw, sorry. But see, that's a 4-horse, 0.4, sorry. Half a horse on a little saw like this. Let me see if I can get you some details. That dude does not want to focus. There we go. I know you're upside down. Sorry about that. Ball bearing, variable speed. That makes a difference. These were made to last back in the day. You know, they hold their value. They hold good quality. It has never done me wrong, okay? There you go. See, tilting foot, 45-degree, ball bearing, variable speed, adjustable, double insulated, heavy duty, okay? That right there is a pawn shop special. Okay? Now, I didn't buy that one at a pawn shop. It was a hand-me-down. But I have seen them at pawn shops. So, keep that in mind. Oh, I didn't even know. See, look. You get enough crap and you forget. There's my other skill saw that I had bought. And I haven't used it yet because it's just a backup. So, that's another thing I'm going to talk about. Backups. There's no guarantee that you're going to be able to walk up to your pawn shop and buy a reciprocating saw. Or as Sawzall, as they're called. That's a name brand. Non-affiliated. So, keep that in mind, you know. If you got a job going and you snap something, break something, you know, burn it up. You may not have the time to stop and repair it or go find another one before you have customers that are like, where's my stuff? Okay? Sanders, like that little sander. I have another one, which I don't see it, ha ha. But anyway, I have another small one I keep as a spare. There she is. It's called a mouse, okay? It's right here. That's a mouse. I don't know why it's over here. It's out of its spot. But, you know, big sanders, I keep 2. And I keep extra sandpaper former. This is the round kind, the belt style. But keep that in mind. If you're at a pawn shop and you see another piece, pick it up, you know. Like, okay, here's a good example. This is a skill. I use this to cut all my small material. 1x, 2x, 4x. It doesn't really like to cut 6x. It's a little shy because this is a small saw. But I bought this for $99 on sale at one of the big box stores. And 6 years later, I'm still cutting material with it. So it has earned its right. You know, I've got my money's worth. It's wore out, but it works. Okay? Now, here we go with this one. This is a Sears Craftsman. It does the same thing, but this is a miter saw, okay? So the arm goes in and out. Does that make sense? You know, when you pull this, it comes back and cuts all the way out to here. It's just my backup. I don't use it. It's just sitting here. But if I had to, I could throw it down there, get it plugged in, and get it rocking on. So I don't even know if it has a blade on it. You know what I mean? It does. But do it. Invest a little bit. Okay? These Diablo blades, that one's been on there for 4 years. 4 years. Okay? So, let's say this was $100. I think I paid $30 for that blade. $130. Let's say you had to cut one stack of material. Let's say you're cutting 1x cedar or pine. You know you're going to surface it, and then you're going to run it. Okay, so you're going to end up with some of this. You know what I mean? Right here, about that. You're going to cut it down. You know, if it's your full length. you will get your monies back. Okay? Monies. You will get your investment back. Let's call it investment. Okay? Little bitty table saw. When I run one buy material, that's what I split it with. It's little bitty. You know, it was a $30 investment at a pawn shop. But when I run little material, that thing holds its weight. And I don't even know what brand it is. It's probably an off-brand or something. Can you guys read that? Workforce or something like that. You can look that up. But if you run small, thin material, you don't need a table saw, and it's hard to cut with a skill saw. That little $30 tool right there will do it every time. I have a backup right there if I got to throw it on there. I have an older backup right there if I have to throw it on there. That one will cut. That one will rip 2x4s or whatever. It's a little bigger, but it's still very small. So, okay. So we went over the skill saw. We went over the jigsaw. Okay. Now I did cover the sanders. I use a small sander. Okay. I don't have some big industrial sanders, and I don't even have, dust collection hooked to my sanders. Okay. So that's something that, your preference. Now my big stuff, my CNC, that stuff that throws off dust, a lot of dust, it has dust collection, okay? So keep that. I'm so sorry, man. There's something getting to me. All right, keep that in mind, And another good thing is if you're going to run parts, I've covered it before, but get you a couple of drills, okay? These Porter cables, I don't know anymore. These are old, but you used to be able to catch these on sale for $99 for an impact and a drill. Okay, those are 5 or 6 years old. I bought those the same time I bought that chop saw, miter saw. And I bought it for a job I was doing, and they paid for themselves the first job, and then everything else was just profit. So, that's a win. In my book, that's a win every day. Sorry, the mess. I've been cutting insulation. I got crap everywhere. So, 'tis the day. I got bulk screws and nails I got to go through. But as far as tools goes, you can do it. And I may try to do a little video, like a $100 challenge. How to start up with $100 or less, to process material. Look, you're not going to buy a CNC for $100, okay? For you guys that are new, I'll show you. My CNC's running. It's going to be really noisy, but it's done. See, I'm over here walking around, and this thing is done. So let's move it real quick. I was doing this as a test. This is just a scrap piece, so keep that in mind. Didn't turn out too well, so that's what I figured. It's soft. It chopped it up real good. But on hardwood, I think that old Slim Jim there would do a really good job. So I just wanted to see how it would actually cut on MDF. This is MDF we're talking materials. Or medium density fiberboard, whatever you call it. They do make other. It's not MDF. It's a stronger fiberboard anyway. They used to make cabinets and breakdowns and stuff like that out of it. Especially high-end speakers used to use a higher density. Maybe it's high density. Maybe it's HDF. So anyway, let's shut this down. But see, just like this, I ripped all this without a table saw. See these right here? All I did is, like I said, this was the full sheet. It's 4 foot, and it was, so I measured. I put my board on here. I clamped it down, and I ran my saw all the way down. These T-Tricks, they fit really good. I've had no issues. I got a little bit of flashing here and there. See right there? That's flashing. See it? I don't know if you guys can see that. Because, I was cutting flush. The blade didn't go all the way through. But all this was ripped without table saw. So you can do it if you want to do it. Just keep that in mind. Intimidation sometimes just goes way, way out there. Because I know when I started trying to get into this business, it seemed like you had to be a millionaire or just a huge 401k to cash in to try to, to get into woodworking, but you don't. So keep that in mind. Always keep your head up, stay positive, and be thrifty. Thrifty equals more money to be made. Now, sometimes, yes, thrifty stuff, it's going to break. It's used, okay? Look at electronics like you look at a used car. Well, we're getting ready to start buying used electric cars. That's going to be crazy. Oh, here, I want to show you this real quick comparison. This bit, look how it did on MDF. And see how it chopped it all up? But on a decent piece of regular wood, it did good. So, no affiliation, FFDP, if you guys know what that is, 5 finger. So, tools and tools. Yes, I went with the Makita here. Makita's a little more expensive. But I wanted quality because this is the money maker. Okay? This is what's spinning nonstop. This is what's cutting all my material. Yes, I wanted a Makita, and I did my research. Okay? I don't know what model this thing is. It's probably just a regular... Can we see that number there? Nope. Okay. Well, it says... I think those are just some kind of numbers. I don't think they're relevant to the model. You know, it's plastic, so the plastic probably has a number. Alright, so basic tape measures. That's going to be another thing. I don't know why I didn't cover that. That's a tape measure. Okay, this is... To me, this is an expensive tape measure. You know, these are $20. You can buy a $10 tape measure and do just the same amount of work. The biggest thing to remember is if you buy more than one tape measure, make sure they are the same and of decent quality, because if you buy cheap tape measures, they will not read the same. Keep that in really mind. This is the only one I use in here. I don't have another tape measure in here. Okay, so everything I use is that only, so I know that my measurements are the same every time. Okay. Let's see, that's the router. I keep a couple drills like I talked about for different screws, different applications. Bits. If you didn't catch my Black Friday deal, I bought a little bit set that I used like for all my screw downs, that kind of stuff. It was cheap. You can catch these on sale. I think this was 10 bucks, okay, for a Bosch. Now, I don't care about that Bosch name. I like these skinny neck bits. I don't know if you can see them. So, oh, I tried this new brand, like not sponsored, but haven't got to use them yet. And see, they're a skinny bit. But I've heard good things about spiders, so we're going to try them. Pencils for marking. All right, well, we had a problem with the camera there. Ran out of memory and it blocked me. So, we got 2 lines here, okay? So if you take your speed square, it's hard with one hand. You know, let's say your line is right there. Let's do the same way over here. All right, so if you need to cut that square right here out of this board and leave all the sides, you can't just plunge your skill saw into here, okay? So you take a drill bit and you drill in your corners, like there. You drill there, you drill there, and there, okay? Then, once you drill your hole through, your skill saw will just slide in there, and then you can make your cut across, okay? Visit it, turn this way, and then go in and cut down. And then once your main piece falls out, then you can trim up your corners. And this is basic, let's just say light switch holes, you know, if you're cutting them out of walls, that kind of stuff. This is how you do it, and it makes it easy on you. So keep that in mind. A couple drill bits will do you good too. A good pencil, a good speed square, and a couple of cheap tools, and it will get you on your way. So, memory card's acting up, and I'm about to run out of more space. So I'm going to cut it here. You guys stay safe, stay easy. You know, don't let everything get to you. Stress can eat you a person up, and it's just not good. So I will catch you on the next one. Thank you.